Hi, my name is Anthony Alamilla, and the recent news item I decided to research for my presentation was the Great Barrier Reef. I encountered this topic from reading an article on the New York Times website titled Australia's Greatest Dying Global Asset. In the article, scientists say that there are large parts of the barrier reef bleached and dead. This is important because the reef has one of the most diverse ecosystems in the planet and is compared to giant forests like the Amazon. It's a big system, but with areas that can recover if given a decade or so of prime conditions. Here's a quick outline of my presentation. What is the Great Barrier Reef? The problem, geographic region, causes of the problem, effects on the surrounding environment, solutions, and here's a bit of background on coral reefs and the Great Barrier Reef in general. Coral reefs are diverse underwater ecosystems held together by calcium carbonate structure secreted by corals. Coral reefs are built by colonies of tiny animals found in marine water. The Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest coral reef system and has 2,900 individual reefs and 900 islands stretching for over 2,300 kilometers. It has 1,700 species of fish and other underwater creatures. It's the size of Japan and larger than the United Kingdom, Switzerland, and the Netherlands combined. The problem at hand with the Great Barrier Reef is that large sections of Australia's Great Barrier Reef are now dead. 90% of the Great Barrier Reef has been affected by a global bleaching event. As much as 93% of the 2,300 kilometers reef suffers from some kind of bleaching. Coral does not die immediately upon bleaching so long as water temperatures decrease soon after. Even still, full recovery can take up to 15 or 20 years. The reef has lost more than half its coral cover since 1985. Last year, 2/3 of the corals in the northern part of the Great Barrier Reef died. Here's a map of the Great Barrier Reef showing results of aerial surveys for 911 reefs. The northern sector had 522 reefs surveyed, 81% severely bleached, less than 1% not bleached. The central sector had 226 reefs surveyed, 33% severely bleached, 10% not bleached. The southern sector had 163 reefs surveyed, 1% severely bleached, 25% not bleached. The geographic region of the Great Barrier Reef is located in the Coral Sea off the coast of Queensland, Australia. It is also one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. The causes of the problem at hand are primarily climate change and global warming. This causes coral bleaching and cyclones. Other problems include pollution, which comes from sediment runoff, farming fertilizers and pesticides, and mining. Crown of thorns starfish also threaten the Great Barrier Reef, overfishing, and shipping/oil spills. The effects of the Great Barrier Reef dying on the surrounding environment are most importantly the Australian economy and global economy. Nature's beauty. Also, there are 600 different types of hard and soft corals and thousands of animal species, including threatened species that provide habitat and shelter, which they would be affected. The reef also dampens the effect of storms from the sea and reduces the force of waves. And without this, there would be erosion of shorelines. It provides key protections for the shoreline. There are many solutions to prevent the Great Barrier Reef from dying. But first and foremost is reduce global warming and do things to reduce climate change. This could include reducing fossil fuels and using/promoting renewable energy. Australia can introduce tighter controls on agriculture for all catchments that flow into the Great Barrier Reef. They could have stricter fishing controls, restoring increased marine science research budgets, managing crown of thorns starfish, and locals can also change their lifestyles to help. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Finally, here are my references I used. They include news articles from the New York Times, Great Barrier Reef Australia, CNN, PBS, and The Independent.